Phew! Go!
Not bad. That was some perilous action. I've experienced close calls like that before.
No surprise to see Child enjoying himself. Do you really enjoy fighting that much?
Of course, I relish this kind of endless fighting. Putting your life on the line, giving your all, and leaving nothing on the battlefield.
I guess bringing Child along does have its advantages. We're making quick work of these monsters.
Hey, watch your step! What is that? This paper cutout looks just like Shiki Taisho.
I know what this is. It's a replica of me. A mass-produced Shikigami based on my design. It has my power, and possibly a portion of my memories. I should fuse with it.
How was it? What'd you see?
Harunosuke.
Harunosuke?
My master, Kamuna Harunosuke. He was the first Onmyoji of Inazuma and a master of charm magic. He created me and this domain and lived here in seclusion for a very long time.
Huh. So it was your master that created this place.
But what was his reason behind creating you in the domain?
I'm sorry. I'm not sure of that myself just yet.
Perhaps he was passionate about Omiodo? Maybe when he discovered how strong he was, he decided to create a place like this to hone his abilities, to become even stronger.
It's possible. Those obsessed with certain disciplines are often capable of incredible feats. Perhaps that was the case with Kamuna Harunosuke. Onmyodo may have been everything to him, so he created a domain to train in. But he couldn't foresee that something would go wrong with the domain, that he would lose control of the Onmyodo, and that his Shikigami would turn into monsters.
What? Shikigami can turn into monsters?
That's not possible, right? That could be bad news for us.
I'm just shooting in the dark here. If the monsters weren't originating from the Shikigami or paper charms, where were they coming from? The Inazuman authorities must have caught wind of this place and sent people here to seal it off, sending Shiki Taisho into a deep sleep in the process.
No. Even though I still can't recall what he looked like, or how it felt to be in his company, there is one thing I'm certain of. With his ability, there's no way Kamuna would have made an error like this with his Onmyodo. More importantly, I'm sure he wouldn't have been so irresponsible.
Oh, really? Well then, that leaves us with the worst assumption of all. What if Kamuna Harunosuke is evil, and created this domain to enhance his own Myoto? What if he succeeded in creating monsters that could become weapons? That would make him a problem, and you would be his accomplice.
Evil? Accomplice? Using monsters as weapons?
Easy, Red. Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? Shiki Taisho passed my test and earned my trust. I don't like the way you're talking.
Hey, I'm merely making inferences based on Shiki Taisho's memories. I'm not trying to cast doubt on him, and it's true that we don't have any decisive evidence. But we do need to understand the situation here. Besides, is being used as a weapon really that bad? All right. The next room should be through that door. Let's see if we can find more of Shiki Taisho's replicas and help him restore his memories. Who knows? We may even find Kamuna Harunosuke himself somewhere further in. I wonder how strong of a fighter he is. I'd like to go a few rounds with him.
Let's keep moving forward.
Uh-oh. Where's Shikitasho and Red? Oh, are they still in the domain? Oh no! We can't get back in! It's stopping outsiders from entering!
What's that rumbling? Can you feel it? Maybe some kind of mechanism is activated inside.
Oh, this ain't good. We can't make any hasty decisions. Traveler, Paimon, let's just wait it out for a minute.
Hey,
Huh? Kujisara, you're back so soon.
not soon enough. We spent a long time chasing those monsters down. They were cunning and surprisingly good at evading us. How are things looking here?
Actually...
No other monsters have emerged since we defeated the ones at the entrance. However, strange noises keep coming from inside the domain. Something big must be happening, but we reckon it might be too dangerous to enter. We're waiting for the noises to stop before going in to investigate.
I can sense a power is resisting us. We've already expended a lot of strength intercepting those monsters. Investigating the truth of this domain would be difficult. We need to be fully prepared.
Ma'am, it's not looking good for the wounded soldiers, but we came across a few scattered monsters on the way back. If I may be so bold, we need you to bring up the rear and escort the wounded back to the city.
I suppose it can't be helped. I'll send the wounded back to Inazuma City and dispatch an elite force here. You've already been a great help. Please, return to the city with us.
Well, that's mighty kind, Madam Cujo, but we're not out of strength yet. In fact, we've plenty to go around. We can keep taking care of things here. You do what you gotta do. We'll keep a close eye on the entrance for you.
I'm very grateful.
Oh, if we're gonna help someone, we're gonna help them all the way through to the end.
Yeah, we can get a fire going and eat some grilled fish while you're away.
I just got a wave of new inspiration. I'm gonna write a song about this daredevil trip to Inazuma.
We at the Tenryou Commission will forever remember your contributions to our cause. I'll be sure to reward each and every one of you properly once this is all over. For now, I leave this domain in your hands. Please keep a careful watch. Watanabe will be stationed in the area. Be sure to alert him if anything unexpected happens.
Shinyan, did you leave out the part about us entering the domain on purpose? Don't think Paimon didn't notice.
You got me. Well, I bet you were fixing to do the same, huh? There's still a lot we don't know about the domain. If we get the authorities involved, we might end up with more problems than we started with. Now, let me be clear. I ain't biased in favor of Shikitasho. It's just, those memories are really important to him. Before we find out the truth about his origin, we shouldn't go making assumptions. Yeah, and it's a terrible feeling to be misunderstood. I would know. Sometimes people are too ready to judge a book by its cover and don't have the patience to read the pages. Sometimes a glance is all it takes. And once someone's misunderstood, they got a hell of a job trying to change people's minds. Rock and roll is great music, but it's also easily misunderstood. I made a friend of Shikitasho as soon as he heard the language I was speaking. I need to find my own way of helping him. That's right. We're gonna have to prove Shikitasho's innocence before she returns. I need to ask a favor. Can you guys keep the Tenryou Commission's campaign against the domain a secret from Shikitasho?
You're really considerate, Shinyan. You really care about Shikitasho's memory loss.
Could I call myself a friend if I didn't? Huh? Well, there's that noise again. Let me take a look.
Wait, Paimon wants to take a look too. So you really think we should tell him? Then again, If he turns on us when we lay it all out there, Paimon will have your back. There's no way we're losing to a tiny paper cutout. Not on Paimon's watch.
Traveler, come quick!
I failed again.
Shikitasho, are you okay?
I'm fine. I had to use up some of my power just now to counter the resistance from within the domain. The door just now must have actually been a disguised mechanism. As soon as anyone touches it, all the rooms inside the Onmyo chamber are rearranged. It seems that no one can enter during the transition. It's all my fault. If only I could exert real control over the domain, we wouldn't be in this situation.
There's no need to go blaming yourself. By the way, where's Child? He's not still inside, is he?
I couldn't say, but that man possesses an incredible aura. He's unlike any ordinary person. He enjoys fighting and knows no fear of it. Maybe someone like that really can succeed in conquering this domain.
He's a troublemaker, but he could be in serious danger right now. We can't let him perish in there. He's the strongest on the team.
He was hardly breaking a sweat in there. I think we should have faith in his abilities. As much as I hate sitting around, if even Shikitasho can't get back in, there's not much we can do right now. Well, while we're waiting, I'm gonna think about my song. Shikitasho, you want to listen to some new music?
I'd love to. But my mind is restless.
But you're just a piece of paper. Are you really more restless than we are?
Trust me when I say that I'm well aware of the risks you're taking to help me. The experiences, battles, and injuries you've gone through in the domain are all my responsibility.
Us Liyue folk are all about maintaining a tranquil mind. Things will only get worse if you let frustration take a hold of you. But there are some things in life that resist the more you try to repress them, that make for freedom the more you try to tie them down. That's the kind of tenacity that gets me fired up.
You're talking about things like rock and roll, right?
Right on! It's powerful yet flexible, with a stubbornness that never surrenders to the challenges ahead. That's the existence I strive for.
I see. Then let us wait for the opportune moment together, Miss Xinyan.
Now that's more like it. Well, Traveler, if you got other matters to attend to, let's split up for the meantime. We can rendezvous somewhere close by when the domain is open again.
It's been a while now. Do you think the Mystic Onmyo Chamber has finished rearranging yet? Well, let's go meet up with Xinyan.
Traveler, Paimon! Kujo Sara's arrived. She's right over there.
What's with all the rushing back and forth? Guess she doesn't trust us after all. She sure does seem on high alert.
The situation's getting complicated. Let's have a word with her first.
Thank you again for your help this entire time. I've brought reinforcements. It would seem that the most critical moments are behind us, so from here on out, if we can hold this path, we should be able to repel the monsters. If any do escape, we can corner them in the Araumi region. The loud noises we heard earlier were probably the result of large numbers of mechanisms. We're ready and waiting for an opportunity to storm the domain.
Why don't you station troops closer to the domain?
In our last operation, our samurai didn't think to maintain a certain distance. When the monsters suddenly attacked, they had no choice but to beat a hasty retreat. Once is an oversight, twice would be a grave error. I won't allow such things to happen again.
Oh, Paimon gets it now.
I will return to the Kujo encampment and plan our defenses for the other regions. It took some time, but the Tenryo Commission has assumed full control of this area. With all my heart, I thank the three of you for your assistance. Your promised rewards are not forgotten. Miss Chinyan, please take this letter. Enclosed is a travel permit that I processed personally for you. I applied for the longest duration available. I hope you can use it this time to really get to know Inazuma. I've also arranged your accommodation. Simply follow the instructions in the letter when you're back in the city.
Oh, wow. Free boarding and unlimited travels across Inazuma. I don't know what to say.
It's the least I can do.
Thank you, ma'am. I know you're real busy, but if you do get a day off and I'm still here in Inazuma, please come and see one of my street performances.
I must tell you that I never did develop much of a taste for songs and music. But given everything you've done for the Tenryo Commission, I will certainly attend your performance if the opportunity arises.
Well, that's Xinyan's biggest worry taken care of.
Not quite. My biggest worry is still Shiki Taisho. What comes next has nothing to do with me. As a friend, I must go back and help. Not to mention Red. Traveler, we gotta go back and save him, right? Then let's go. We'll need to meet up with Shiki Taisho in secret first.
Xinyan, Traveler, Paimon. A general just passed through here. She was leading a team to investigate the area.
Her name is Kujosara. She's from the Tenryo Commission.
Kujo Sara. Why haven't I heard of her? I think I remember hearing the name of the Supreme Commander of the Tenryo Commission once. It was a man called Kujo something. What was it again? I can't remember his name. But I do remember that Harunosuke played chess with him.
Harunosuke sounds like someone important.
Let's save the chit-chat for later. We need to sneak back into the Onmyo chamber before anyone sees us.
Oh, right. We still gotta find Child. Let's go.
All right. Everyone, follow me.
Oh, here you are.
So, is this everyone? You guys had me waiting for quite some time. Let me tell you, you missed out on some incredible action. Quite the pity.
Look at this guy. Not a scratch on him.
Were you guys worried about me? You must have a lot of faith in my abilities. As a comrade and old rival, you should know that unexpected combat situations are my bread and butter. Anyway, when the domain was rearranging itself, the rooms were moving up and down. The monsters were scattered all over the place. I had so much fun fighting them these last few days. I even came across a few replicas. They should contain more power and memories.
Better late than never. Hurry up and fuse with them, Shiki Taisho.
The residual power in these replicas is limited. I can only regain a fraction of my memories.
Not enough? Then I guess it's on with the plan. We need to venture deeper into the domain.
Wait! The domain already rearranged itself! The route we discovered is useless now!
Don't worry too much. There's a pattern to the rearrangement. I should be able to find the way. If I'm not mistaken, we should head in that direction.
Wait a second. Paimon has a question. Shiki Taisho, didn't you just say that the power left in the replicas wasn't enough? You still don't have all your memories. So how would you know if you were heading in the right direction? Last time when we followed you through that door, we were sent out of the domain, which means not all the doors in this place are real. What if you still can't tell the difference? We might end up somewhere super dangerous.
I can completely understand your reservations. Unfortunately, I'm still unable to give you a compelling answer. Would you believe it if I said that it's an intuition I have as the overseer here?
Not really.
I can see why you're worried, Paimon, but our only option is to trust Shiki Taisho as our guide. Otherwise, all we can do is stand here and wait. Besides, we'll be even more lost if the domain rearranges itself again.
You seem to be more anxious this time around. Let me guess. Trouble on the outside? As far as I understand it, Inazuma's situation is still far from stable. A domain like this would likely fall under the Tenryou Commission's jurisdiction, but they're spread too thinly at present. There's a lot that still falls outside of their control. Which means that you guys are here as support, and it's very likely that the Tenryou Commission made the request. So, you're receiving their orders. In that case, knowing their style, they're probably planning a lethal assault on the domain to crush everything in their path. If we don't find Shiki Taisho's memories before that happens, then it's possible we never will. Hence the increased anxiety, right?
Is this all part of your scheme?
It's true, there are indeed matters that I'm investigating, but it's not what you might think. We can talk about that later. Let's make sure we deal with our own problems first. Now then, Traveler, you and I are hardly strangers, and I see no reason for me to lie to you. After arriving in Inazuma, I discovered monster tracks in the surrounding areas, and so I followed them into the domain. It would appear that this place is some sort of combat training ground. There's nothing but fighting and slaughter to be had here. Needless to say, it's been an enjoyable experience for me. I feel quite at home. This may come as an unpleasant surprise to Miss Xinyan and Shiki Taisho, but I'm not someone who cares for allegiance and affiliation. Good and evil, right and wrong, duty and destiny. Are these things really so important? Are they really more appealing than the euphoria of battle and close combat?
You got fighting in your veins, that's for sure. Well, brother, what is it you're trying to say?
Nothing in particular, but I am telling you that we should venture forward bravely. Don't fear the monsters that lie ahead. If you're not up to the task, I will happily take your place in crushing all that come before us. Then the burden of the slaughter will be mine and mine alone. Because fighting is what I'm best at.
Don't look at Paimon! We're going, okay? We're going!
mind of our master is righteous and broad. Our enemies flee at the sound of our sword.
Is that a song?
It's a ballad that was once passed down by samurai through the ages. They fought alongside my replicas, and through the power of charm magic, that song is now a part of me. The emotion of that time is with me too. Something's coming back to me. Echoes circulating. It's the emotions and voices that they left in my memory. Some of them were scared. Some were discontent. Others were eager to join the fray, yearning for battle through day and night. The lead samurai addressed Haranosuke as Master Kamuna. He had unyielding respect for him, and always acted on his advice. Strange. What was their purpose in continuing to fight here?
Finally, the last room. It hasn't been easy.
Is that another replica?
Traveler, quickly! This room is very close to the deepest part of the Onmyo chamber. Haranosuke and I remember we spent a long time here. We would watch martial artists from all over Inazuma. They would drink here and celebrate, shouting, "Now we too have the power to defeat the strongest monsters."
So you and Kamuna Haranosuke brought samurai here to eradicate monsters?
That is one possibility, among many. Perhaps it was all just a ploy by Haranosuke. Maybe recruiting those samurai and ordering them to eradicate the monsters was all in aid of regaining control of the Onmyo chamber.
Huh. Sounds a lot like something Tartaglia would say.
Hey, I can have positive assumptions too, you know.
I'm just trying to make a logical guess. I don't mean to offend anyone. My memory is still incomplete, but there's less and less gaps to fill. Soon, it should be fully restored. What's more, I sense that if we continue forward, we might just come face to face with Haranosuke himself.
But this Onmyo chamber was built ages ago, wasn't it? Could he have been here all that time? Whoa.
Wait, Traveler, you're not about to...
Looking at your expressions, this must be something serious.
We don't need to get too serious though, right? It's eerie enough down here without adding more tension into the mix. Let Paimon say it. Alright, here goes. In the very beginning, all we heard was that monsters had escaped from a domain. We came straight here along with samurai from the Tenryo Commission. When we met you, you didn't know anything about the domain or where you came from, and we believed you. We had our reservations, but we trusted Xinyan. She took you at your word, and we decided to work together. As we ventured deeper and deeper into the domain, it seemed like truth was just around the corner. But even now, we still can't be sure whether this domain was created for evil ends. You never know what you'll find in a chest until you open it. And now we've arrived at that moment. We need to be ready for whatever it contains.
I don't like seeing folks forced into a corner like this. But it's like the Traveler says. We gotta be ready to take responsibility for each other.
I see. So the time has come for me to make a choice. Until now, I had my doubts about why you had decided to help me throughout all this. Even if we've only spent a few days fighting in each other's company, we should have no reason to hide anything. I'm afraid that barring new information, it's impossible for me to make any guarantees. I want to believe in Harunosuke, but after all these years, perhaps he's changed. Maybe my memories were never real to begin with. I am just a Shikigami, created by an onmyoji, with nothing more than a few fragmented memories to my name. The four of you are all I have. Our bond is one of trust. My bond with Harunosuke is one of responsibility. As my creator, I have a duty to follow him. And if he does turn out to be evil, then my destiny will be his to control. If I am able, I wish to retain the kindness in my heart until the very end. But a weapon cannot betray its master's will. If he was able to create me, then he is able to control me. So, if Harunosuke and I go on to cause harm to others, I trust that you will provide a fitting end for the two of us.
Great! Leave all the heartbreaking decisions for us, why don't you? Still, that was an honest and inspiring speech. Good enough for Paimon. What do you think?
Wait, were you two planning this line of questioning all along?
Not bad at all. You were testing to see whether there were still missing fragments from Shiki Taisho's memory. Ah, you've grown, Traveler.
What do you mean, testing? This was all an orchestrated collaboration. Successful teamwork. It's like Xinyan said. She has her way of confirming trustworthiness, and we have ours. Besides, this was a chance to let Shiki Taisho know that even if he's still unsure of the big picture, we're still willing to place our trust in him.
Shiki Taisho refrained from claiming an allegiance, which sounds like the actions of a real comrade to me. Warning us of the potential threat was an act of true responsibility.
Well, I'm also a terrible liar. But thank you for opening up to my honesty.
Well, even good guys lie and manipulate at times, and bad guys have their own doubts and misgivings. The fact that you were able to give an answer so cruel to yourself could only mean that you've truly made up your mind.
It's just like Xinyan said. What was it you said again?
Could you give me a hint?
Oh, got it! It's an honest language that touches the truest depths of the heart.
Word for word, huh? Your memory ain't so bad after all, Paimon.
Well then, has our pre-combat session concluded? If so, let's get going.
Shiki Taisho, try not to worry. We're here for you.
I know, and I will do my best not to cause you guys any trouble.
Trouble's fine, as long as we can win in the end.
Before we get ahead of ourselves, we need to be ready for an even worse scenario. Imagine if this door isn't the way to the innermost depths of the domain, but just another mechanism.
Shut up! Don't jinx it!
I'm just exploring the what-ifs. There's no guarantee that it won't happen, right?
Unfortunately, if that is the case, I don't think I'll be able to prevent it in my current state. I'm sorry, but I still don't have full control over this place yet.
Personally, I wouldn't really mind. This place is a combat haven. It can rearrange itself another 10 times for all I care.
Paimon isn't listening! You can have fun here by yourself when all this is over!
Well, if the domain does rearrange itself again, you should watch your backs and try and stick together.
And you'll be off on another solo combat mission, I assume.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'll be making the most of it.
need to make sure Red keeps his mouth shut next time. His jinxes are right on Lamora.
I'm sick of this domain. Kamina Haranosuke is a scaredy cat. He's too afraid to face us.
Still, it's lucky that Red and Shiki Tasha remained inside. This place is crawling with Tenryo Commission samurai. Well, same as before, I guess. Let's wait for the domain to rearrange and then go find them. Until then, we should stay hidden. We wouldn't want the Tenryo Commission to see us wandering around.
Next time, we have to chase Kamina out of his hiding spot.